Hi friends, welcome back. I'm Tina from It's a Wonderful Plan. Today I am going to be putting together a brand new planner. I received this planner cover and inserts from Jane's Agenda's deluxe subscription box, and I already knew that I wanted to create a new planner with this. I wasn't going to be switching out any of my existing planners. This yellow is so beautiful. I never thought that I would really love yellow, but this has definitely stolen my heart for this season. One of the main things when you are setting up a new planner is you need to decide what size discs you need. So I have three different sizes here in front of me. This one here is a 2-inch disc. This one is a 1.5-inch disc, and this one is 1.25 inches. All of these discs are from Jane's Agenda. However, she no longer has the 1.5-inch disc size in her shop. I don't know, maybe she will bring it back one day. We will see what happens. Things change all the time. I don't have any like inside scoop to that. That is definitely on my wish list for the shop. And I know a lot of other people really like this size as well. I like to kind of put my planner together without putting it on the discs, and I get it all organized before I put it on the discs. So that is what I have done here. I have a new snap-in cover here, and then I have other items from the subscription box, plus some inserts that she sent us. And then I also have some other items in here that I want to add as well into this planner. So I have everything that needs to fit into this planner all piled up here in the exact order that I want it to be in the planner. Now, these covers are snap in, so they do need to snap in the discs. So with keeping that in mind, you do need to make sure that you are allowing enough room to go ahead and add in the front and the back snap in cover. All right, so that is everything that's going to come in here. So what you want to do is you want to like gather everything together. I like to look at it from the top view. It's just so much easier that way because everything like lines up really nicely this way. All right, so let's grab this large disc first. So I'm going to put this over here to kind of give you a good idea of how this would come together if I were to use like the 2-inch disc. So that is pretty big. Like that's a lot. In order to fill this 2-inch disc, you really want to look at this whole like area here, like the biggest, widest part of it. And when I'm doing that, you could see that that is like not enough to put on this size disc. This is a little bit too big for that. So the 2-inch disc is really not going to work out. Now we're going to look at the 1.25-inch disc because actually that's the size disc that she does have in her shop right now is the 2-inch and then the 1.25. So here is the 1.25. And if you look at, again, this part, you will see that that will actually, that would work. Like this, what I have here to put on here would definitely fit on this 1.25 inch. And I'm just going to move it this way too so you could see it. All right, so that would definitely fit on here. Now let's take a look at the 1.5-inch disc. So you could see that that also fits, gives a little bit more room. So if I need to add anything in here, I have room to do that. So for this planner, I am going to use the 1.5-inch discs. I think that this is like a really good size for what I have to put into this planner. The 1.25 would work. So if I didn't have this size, I would probably use this one. And the 2-inch is really too big for this. So this one, I'm definitely not going to use at all. This is really pretty and it's a really pretty color. That's the other thing you want to look at is to see like, well, what do you want your like aesthetic to be? So this color is like a bronze color, and this would actually look really nice with it, but I really want to use the gold. So I'm going to use the gold, and I do have, like I said, the 1.5-inch. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and use for this. Now, I'm not sure if I should put on these covers first or put this cover on. I almost want to put these on first because this right here is a clear plastic, but I have to be careful with putting these on because I don't want them to like get bent in like by the punched area. So I think I'm going to do that, and I'm going to grab the back cover because I think if I do it together, that works out pretty nicely. Now the back cover has a protective film. I already took the protective film off of the top cover, but I do need to get it off of the back cover here, which is what I like to go ahead and share with you. So if you watch my unboxings, I do show you in there how to remove this film. I use these tweezers and I start from the punched side. Just because since I am using the tweezers, if for some reason I scratch it, you don't really see it on the punched side. And I want to start this up here. I like to do this slowly because when it's really like adhered on here, it kind of can get caught up. So I like to kind of work it over to the straight side, and then I like to do the straight side before I do the punched side. So I kind of go back and forth almost with this. Now I'm going to come back up here to where I started. Okay, I'm going to grab this over here, and then I just want to take it off slowly, because if you do it quickly, like if you're removing a Band-Aid and do it quickly, these little plastic pieces will get caught up in this punched section, and then you'll have to like pick those out, and that is so annoying. Believe me, I have done it, and that's why I am recommending that you do this slowly. See, this has got like a little piece here and a tiny one here that got caught up. So I'm just taking this off slowly, and then I'll be putting the front and the back cover together when I put them on the discs. All right, let's see, there's a little plastic there. Okay, good. All right, so now for these covers, isn't that so pretty? I love these sunflowers. You could see how they're like mirrored. So if I put them on top of each other, you see how they're mirrored here. So in actuality, you could have this be the cover, or if you switch this around, you could have this be the cover. And really what happens is the placement of the sunflowers are a little bit different. So you've got the two up here versus them down here because of the way that they're flipped. I liked this one as the cover, so that's the way that I'm going to go with this. Okay, so I'm going to put these two together here, and then I'm going to grab my discs. Now I am using a junior size planner here, so there are 8 discs that I need to put on. And I notice if I kind of like work them like at an angle, it's actually goes on a little bit smoother, and it doesn't put a lot of stress on the punched covers. So here we go. Just a few more here. There we go. I am loving these sunflowers. They're so pretty. They are bringing me so much joy, much needed joy that I need to get through this month. And I just love this for the whole season. I think this is going to be beautiful. Okay, so I have that loaded. Now I think what I want to do is I want to add in the snap-in covers. I'm going to give myself a little bit different working room here. So let me actually grab the contents that I'm going to load in here. Let's move this to the side. And then that way I have both the front and the back snap-in covers. Now this I'm going to have to do individually. And these can be pretty hard sometimes, but let's see how these work. Oh, that's actually nice and easy. I don't know if she changed up the design, but these are going on super, super easy, which I love that. Awesome. Okay, that's the front. And let's do the back. And I am right-handed, so I always like to use my right hand to handle the discs. It just seems easier for me. These are actually popping on very nicely here. I am very happy. I haven't used a snap-in cover in quite a bit, and the ones that I have, I definitely have had to like struggle a little bit with them. So I'm happy to say that that was nice and easy. All right, so let's just look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh, I Love it. I love, love, love it. Okay. And then when you open it up on the front inside cover, there are some pockets. So there's a long pocket here. Then there's some diagonal pockets here, which I'm going to put my cards in there, but we'll do that like at the end. I feel like adding the little accessories and those little special touches are kind of like the last thing to do with my planner. Okay, I'm going to bring back all of the guts here. Okay. So let's take a look at everything here. And most of the items that most of the items that I received in here, I either received them in this subscription box or a previous subscription box. So you get a lot of wonderful items if you are a subscriber. And I have to say that she has some amazing things headed our way. So if you have not subscribed yet, highly recommend that you do. Now, I am an affiliate of Jane's, so if you decide to sign up for the subscription box or if you decide to make a purchase, I greatly appreciate if you use my affiliate link, and you will find that down below in the description. I have to point out that the cover, this yellow cover, was an exclusive item just to subscribers. So this is not going to be in her shop for you to pick up individually. However, some of these other items might be. I don't know for sure, but I think that they might be. Okay, let's start off by looking at this beautiful vellum. I love this. The sun always shines above the clouds. And this is actually a green color font. Isn't that pretty? I hope you can see that in there. And I really like the way that this layers under the cover and this dashboard layering behind there. Liked that option. All right, so let's look at it now. I just think that that is so pretty, and I think it's perfect because you've got the sun popping up here, and I just really like the way that that came together. Now, I do want to put on a magnetic clip because I like the idea of all of the layers, but I do also like it to be very functional. So when I open up my planner, I don't want to flip through all of these layers to get to what I'm trying to get to. So I like to add a magnetic clip. Now I've got two of them here. This one is the nori green, and then this one is an allegedly gray one. I'm definitely going to go with the nori green. That just looks perfect, I feel like, with this. So I'm going to put this like right here because I don't want to cover up the sunflower and I don't want to cover up the sun. So I like that. I think that that is really pretty. So that is good for the cover. Now I'm going to move into the sections. Now I do have these clear dividers. They're side tab dividers, and these are sold in a set of 6. I just have 3 of them in here because honestly, that's all I really need in this planner. But you can get these and they are available. There's also, I think, some frosted ones that might be available. I have not put any labels on here yet because I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with that. So I'm okay with that. I will do that from time to time if I'm not sure about some of the sections. I'll like hold off like labeling the tabs. So that's what I'm doing in this case, but I'm putting this clear one in here. And behind that first tab is this vellum. And I received this a while ago. Done is better than perfect. I really like that. I think that that is a very great little reminder, especially since I tend to be a perfectionist. Like this is a really, really good reminder for myself. And then this dashboard is so pretty with this sunflower. And this one has a different image on the background here, or on the back side. So that is so pretty. I really like that layer together. And I'm going to put a clip on here because I really don't want this to move around when I am flipping. And I think I'm going to use this little like honeycomb one that we received in the subscription box, the July subscription box with all of our daisies. And I'm going to have it like right near the tab. So that way when I grab this, it will like all flip nice and smooth for me. Now the thing is that these clips, generally I don't like to put them on the clear the clear tab dividers or the clear covers for sure, because I don't want to scratch them up. However, my like tab dividers, there might be time for me to replace them, to be honest. So I'm okay with that going right on the top there. However, I don't like when things move around. So one of my tips that I have like to share is to use a little washi. Now I have this washi that I use most of the time, but then I also have this little yellow washi. Now this is a much skinnier washi, so I don't know if this is really going to work. I might have to like double it up, but I think I'm going to use this because that will be perfect to match on here. So I think that that is okay like that. So let's try this. So I might need only the one and I might be fine. We'll see how that goes. But you see how you just put the little washi? I'm actually going to do two of them. I think I feel better. I don't want to have to like go back and like redo it. Like add more later. I'd rather just get it nice and shored up and secured right now. And then that way move on to other things. Okay, there we go. Look at that. See, and that is a nice way to keep your clips secured on these little tabs. And the other thing too is I like to put the clip near the tab because when I turn the page, I'm going to be grabbing it from the tab. And then that way it just like flips nice and smooth all together. All right, so the inserts that I'm going to be putting in here are these biohacking log inserts, which we received these in a previous subscription box, and I really like these. So these are available in the shop for you to get. You would put the month here, and then it's dated here from like 1 to 31. You can track your cycle, any of your supplements, your hours of sleep, your mood, your energy, and then there's some blank ones down here for you to add any additional categories in there. So I'm going to put these in here, and then the back side is a dot grid, and I think I have just 3 of them. Yeah, I decided to put 3 of them in here for the next 3 months because I want to use this planner for like memory keeping and for like wellness needs. So that is why I have the biohacking up here. The next thing I'm going to use is this really pretty page binder with the beads. Isn't that pretty? I love that. So on the front, it has the gold foil. If you were to flip it and have the page binder like at the bottom, then you would have a silver foil on the background. But I'm going to put it at the top here and have the gold foil showing to match with my gold discs. Now these are inserts that we received in the July subscription box, and these were all for memory keeping. So this one right here has got Monday through Sunday. It is undated, but you have space there to write the dates. And then there's just a few lines there that you could go ahead and just write in some of your memories for the day. And I have all of those are going in here. Nice quantity that she had given us for in the subscription box. Okay, here is the next divider that I'm going to be putting in here. And this one, I'm going to use this beautiful dashboard of the street. I just love that. That's the same on the other side. And then for this section, I'm going to have in here a journaling section. So my daily journal, and then it has a section up here for you to write the date in, the highlight of the day, what you're grateful for, a quote, and then an affirmation, or if you like to write like a verse or prayer, then you can write that in there. There's a blank box, which is nice because that is a nice place to add a picture if you choose to do that. And there's, again, a nice quantity of those. So those are all going to come in here. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to add a clip in here or not, because I also have this card, which is nice. I might want to add that in. I'm not quite sure yet, so I'm going to hold off on this. We're going to move to the next tab here. Pop that in, and then I'm going to use this dashboard with the Edison bulbs hanging. I think that that is so pretty. And behind this one, I'm going to have my favorite quotes and sayings. And then there's also some fun like notes pages in here and like journaling pages. So I'm going to put all of that in here. However, that's a lot, so I'm going to actually split this up, so that way I don't like damage the sides. like the punches. If you grab too many pages at one time and try to put them in there, then it can create a problem with your pages. So I always say grab a smaller stack is better. Now this next section here is a section that we received in a much previous subscription box. It was definitely from last year, I think earlier in the year, but I really, really like these sections. There's a dossier, a nutrition and activity, and then there's these beautiful dashboards for each of these sections. And I could show you what's on the back of them, where they have like health and wellness affirmations. So I really like that because I'm going to be using this for my health and wellness, this planner. And I think that this is so pretty. I love it. It's just a really, really pretty dashboards, and all of the information that's on the back there is wonderful. And then I'm just going to add in these inserts because I do have some like private stuff in there, so I won't be sharing that with you. But the next one here is nutrition. And then again, there's more information on the back of a micronutrient conversion chart, which is very useful. And then the inserts that will come in here are macros log. So I'm going to pop those in here. And all of these are available in the shop. This one is going to be activity. Look at that beautiful bike. Isn't that so pretty? And then on the back is a 30-day activity challenge. I love that. And then these inserts are activity logs. I have all of that in here. Okay, and then this very last dashboard is that other dashboard that we saw earlier, which is like double-sided. It's got two different illustrations on each side. And this one actually is designed to layer underneath your covers and your back covers. So that's why it's the design of it is kind of like a bookend. So depending on which one you want, like layered. But I just decided to use that one back here. Because I liked the others in these other positions that I chose for them. Okay, let's come back over here and let's take a look. So this very first tab I already have set up. That flips nice and easy. And then this next one here, see, I have to like do the two flips here, like the two layers to get through. I don't want to do that. I want to attach a little card or at least a clip. So I have to decide, do I want this one to be here, which is very pretty, or do I want to put this card with this one, which is also very pretty, but this one I'd have to clip it down further. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to put this here, and I don't know if I want to use this clip or have a different one. Okay, I have this little clip, and I think I'm going to like this one better. Let's see here. I like it up in the corner. Maybe I need to adjust it, bring it down, or have it up here. Like that. I also have this little teardrop one. I'm just trying to figure out which one I like better. If I bring this down here, oh, I think I like this idea. Okay, so this one kind of can scoop around, so I could adjust that. Trying to get the adjustment nice, so that way when I put the washi to secure it on the back, it's going to stay where I want it to stay. So I think that that is good. Oop, I actually, you know, I thought I had a little bit more in here. There we go. All right. Okay, that works. Yes, and then I'm definitely going to secure it because it's going to move. Okay, so let's do the yellow. This yellow one is working out perfectly for this. The only thing, of course, is I have to double it, but that's okay. It blends really nice. Look how nicely that blends. It's like Like you can't even tell that there's a washi on here. Like that. Pretty, pretty. Okay, perfect. Okay, and then this last one, I do want to bring this together. I have a little plastic piece here. That's that little plastic from that clear protective film. See, like I said, if you don't get it off and you take it off too quickly, those little pieces break off and then you have them like just floating around everywhere for like ever. Okay, so now there's this one. And I could put this up here or over here, or I could put this somewhere else. Let me see. I'm thinking I want to use it in here because it did come with this. So let me hold off before I tape this because I want to go ahead and put my items in the front. And I generally don't like to put clips with them because the clips can tend to scratch up your cover. So please be cautious of that if you are putting any kind of metal clips on your front inside pockets here. Okay, so this July card, of course, these all came in the subscription box. So I want to use these. The July one, it's so pretty. I love the plaid around here. Somebody had commented on one of my previous videos. Oh, I forgot who it was. I want to say I think it was one of my followers, Linda. I think it was Linda. What she might do is use this as a frame because she has a picture of herself and her husband at the sunflower fields. And I thought that that was such a great way to use this. Me personally, I don't use a calendar that has like a monthly calendar that has a Monday start. It just throws me completely off. So I'm putting this up here more for an aesthetic purpose. So I don't mind like covering up the calendar part of it because again, I'm not going to refer to it because otherwise it will just throw me off. This is really pretty in my sunshine era. So I like the idea of this up here. And you see how the angular pockets make it so nice and easy for you to see all of your really pretty quote cards. And then this bee is so cute. Now this bee, it comes on a soft touch material card. I love that they did that. I thought that that was so clever. Okay, and we're going to bring this up so I could see this because it's kind of blocked. So I don't want to bring that too far over. Now, the nice thing about these pockets is that they are pretty like tight. So the cards, if you just put cards in here, it'll like keep that form nice and you generally won't have any issues with like anything falling out. But as I was talking about in a few moments ago, if you're going to use like paper clips to clip your cards, just be careful because the metal on here, when you close this, it's going to be touching your cover. So that's the thing. I never use any metal clips on the front here or on my covers because I don't want my covers to get scratched up. So just want to point that out to you. But I love the way that that looks. It's so pretty. I'm going to close this up and let's take a look here at the discs. All right, so I have the 1.5-inch discs. I could easily, I mean easily go with the 1.25-inch discs for the amount of items that I have in this planner. But I just really liked the idea of the gold with this planner. But I don't know, maybe I would switch it out. It's not so like big that it's actually causing a problem. Sometimes if you don't have enough in your planner to fill your discs, you definitely want to like downsize your disc size because you don't want to have things like flopping around in here. You want, when this closes up, you want it to be secure. So I'm okay with the way that that turned out. Like I said, I have room in here. I could even add a whole like notes section in here, which I might do because that might really be good for me to have in here as well. So that will help fill this in. But I just love the way that that turned out. So let's go ahead and take another quick peek here. I love when I first open the cover up, I like to have kind of like a little bit of a story, a scene here. It's just something that I really enjoy creating in all of my planners. So that is one of my must when I put a planner together. Obviously, you could have this flow however you like. You could have like maybe an overview of a yearly calendar page there. There's lots of different things that you can, do. That's the nice thing about the disc bound system, is that you could really set this up however you want. You can move things around. It's very easy for you to like add in or take things out as you need to with this system. So I just really love this. I think that this is so pretty. I'm excited to dive into this and be a little bit more mindful about my wellness, because I definitely have to focus more on myself. I am like my family's caregiver, and I tend to focus on everybody else's care, and mine kind of gets pushed to the side, which is obviously not the thing to do, but it is a reality. So I'm hoping that by having this really pretty, fun, cheerful planner all set up for myself, that will help me like focus more on myself. I do like this clip here, so I'm going to now adhere it with the yellow washi. And I got this washi also is from Jane's Agenda. It came in a set with like 3 or 4 other colors. I'm not sure if this is still available, but of course you can use any washi that you want in here to do this little trick to help keep your clips that kind of went on crooked. That's going to bother me. I know done is better than perfect, but sometimes I just can't, I have to have it. I want it to be straight. I still want it to look nice. I think it's more about like, don't obsess over things, which is exactly what a perfectionist does. Is they just really, really, like they, meaning me, can really, really obsess over stuff. It's so easy for me to get into that zone. So there, that's better. I like that. It's cute. It came with this subscription. So, and then these other ones here, I'm okay with them not like being clipped. It's fine. I've been using them like this for a while, and it works out really nice. So yeah, if you want to pick any of these items up, I will go ahead and list the items that I can down below in the description. So make it a little bit easier for you to shop if you decide to pick any of these items up. And then of course we have pen loops at the back here, which they're elasticized pen loops. I love that. And then here at the front. So pretty. I love the way this came together. I think I'm going to use my fountain pen that I got. Okay, here it is, my fountain pen. I actually need to fill this, but this writes so nice, but I definitely have to fill this, and you could put it like either at the front. I do want to show you how this closes up with a pen. So here's a pen at the front, and when you close this up, in order to clear the cover, you need to rotate the pen out, and then it'll like fit like right in there like that. So that's something for you to consider with the covers and using the pen loops at the front. So just want to point that out to you. Generally, I don't put a pen at the front. I like to put the pen at the back. That's my favorite placement for my pens. So there we go. And then that just like rolls like right in there. Isn't that pretty? I love that. Oh my gosh. I am so happy with this new planner that I have set up for myself. And I'm really excited to like, just really start like concentrating on my wellness and hopefully create some very useful routines for myself to concentrate on my wellness. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this video. You got a little bit of some tips on like what size discs to use when you're putting a planner together, because I know that that is definitely a frequently asked question that I get. So yeah, the best thing is to really just kind of see how much you have going on here. You could even like set this up and then measure how much thickness you have here. And then that way you can decide which size discs to order for yourself. And again, if you want to have give yourself a little bit more room, you can go with a disc size a little bit larger, but you don't want it to be so large that like things are just like kind of like all like wiggling in here, because that is not good either. This one definitely has a little bit of wiggle room, but not so much. Had I used like the 2-inch discs, that would have been way too much room in here. But I definitely could have used the 1¼ inch discs, and this would have worked out as well. Now, if you do decide to order anything, greatly appreciate if you use my affiliate link, and you will find that down below in the description. Thank you so much to those of you that have already used my link. I know many of you have, and I'm so grateful too for that. And thank you so much for thinking about using it on your next purchase. If you like this video, please be sure to do all of the things that YouTube loves. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Be sure to be subscribed and hit the notification bell, and that's for your advantage, so that way you know when my videos post and you make sure that you don't miss any of my content. And drop me a comment down below. Let me know, did you get this subscription box? Are you setting up a new planner? Or maybe are you just like sprucing up one of your existing planners? And let me know what you think about snap-on covers. I'd love to know your thoughts on the snap-in cover style, or do you like the wraparound cover style better? Drop that down below in the comments for me. I love chatting with you. I try to get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And I just love continuing on the conversation in the comments below. And I feel like, a lot of the comments also help other people too in their planning. So thank you so much for your feedback down there and joining in the conversation. I always have a lot of fun with you guys. So thank you so much for being here with me. If you watch this video all the way through till the end, be sure to leave me a sunflower emoji. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.